Okay, everybody, here's what you're going to need for today's Cooking with Kernsey. So what we're going to do is a chicken breast that's stuffed with Black Forest ham, and it's also stuffed with asparagus. We're going to wrap that in Swiss cheese when we stuff it inside of our chicken breast over here. Now, also what we're going to do is some sweet potatoes for the side, but you know what? We're going to get a little crazy with those. And what we're going to do is we're going to toss them in some butter with some brown sugar and some maple syrup, and that's going to make those babies taste amazing, okay? So we're also going to wrap our chicken breast in bacon just because it's me and I love bacon. We got our Franz's bacon. We got a nice big thick cut piece of Franz's ham. So nice big Franz's Butcher Shop from here in Peterborough, Ontario on Lansdowne Street chicken breast. I'm going to stuff those with some very fresh asparagus that I just picked up today. I might roll those in some feta as well with that Swiss cheese. It's going to be delicious, and don't forget about our sweet potatoes. Okay, you guys got it? Go out there, grab it. I'm going to mix it all up, okay? I'm going to show you what to do in just a bit. Get on it. Get to your kitchens. We're going to have a good night. Okay, everybody, let's get cooking. First things first, we got to put our Black Forest ham into our frying pan. Okay, now that we've got our Black Forest ham into our pan, what we're going to do is we're going to start on our side dish, okay? So we've got our sweet potatoes that we got to start doing. So grab yourself 2 sweet potatoes, peel them up, and then what we're going to do is chunk them up, okay? So I've got my Super Ninja knife. You guys grab your trusty kitchen knife, and what we're going to do is just cube these babies up and then throw them into this bowl. Now what we're going to do after that is we're going to take some melted butter and we're going to grab some brown sugar. And we're going to mix all of that up with some maple syrup as we toss these babies into a pan. Now, our oven is already preheated at about 400 degrees. You could also go with 425. I have a convection oven, which means that it has a fan in the back of it, so it keeps it going pretty evenly. If you have one of those old school ovens, I would probably suggest about 425, but I'm sticking at about 400, okay? So all I'm going to do is just cube these up, and then we're going to mix them into our... Okay, everybody, as you can hear, our oven is preheated at 400 degrees, and what we're going to do now is mix up our sweet potatoes, because these are going to take a while to cook. So what I've done is I've chunked up our 2 big sweet potatoes. I also have our Black Forest ham cooking here to the side, but that's for later. So what I'm going to do is mix up these sweet potatoes right now so that we can pop them in the oven. They're probably going to take about 45 minutes. Okay, this is just some normal brown sugar, probably about 1/4 of a cup. I've got it in 1/3 of a cup, but I don't have the whole thing filled, okay? About 1/4 of a cup in there, and then what you want to do is grab your butter, okay? Probably got about less than 1/4 of a cup, maybe 1/4 of a cup of butter. Throw that in there as well. Now here's the kicker, because you're gonna love this. This is our Aunt Jemima, and we're gonna throw a little bit of maple syrup in here as well. And we're gonna mix that all up, and then we're gonna toss it into our pan, and then we're gonna throw that inside of the oven for about 45 minutes. Probably going to take a while, but you're going to want to mix this up probably about every 15 to 20 minutes. Just remember that. Start setting timers. So start mixing this around like this. Okay, and then we're just going to pour it into our pan. You know, these are not like, you're not going on like a giant burrito or anything. You're just mixing up a little bit of sweet potato with some sugar and butter. And don't forget about that Aunt Jemima maple syrup, because that's amazing as well. This is going in. What we're going to do with our chicken breast is we're going to cook it a little bit first. A lot of people like to go just from raw, and they would probably even stuff this with the Swiss and the ham just all raw and throw it in the oven. I'm really scared about salmonella, okay? I'm not a big fan of getting sick from my food, and I don't take any chances with it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to throw these in the oven, and we're going to half cook the chicken breast, okay? We've already got our ham cooking. We're going to stuff that inside the chicken breast, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cook the bacon as well with the bacon side down. Big fan of not getting sick from my food, so I like to cook everything on one side before I start mashing it all together. Because you'll try this, okay? You cook it all in there raw, and I guarantee you that your chicken breast will probably come out a little bit more raw than you would like it to be. And then also what would happen is your bacon would be raw on one side. It's not going to be delicious. It's probably not even going to be edible. So what we're going to do is we're going to cook the bacon on one side, the same way that we are cooking our chicken right now for about 15 minutes, just so that it's a little bit more done on the outside. We're going to cook the bacon for just about 10 minutes, and then everything's going to come out at about the same time and about the same temperature, ready to stuff and ready to wrap so that everything's ready to cook, okay? So this is going in the oven. Okay, everybody, so the chicken has been cooking for about 15 minutes. I've also got the bacon that's browned up on one side that we're going to wrap around the chicken, and then we're going to let the undercooked side cook up in the oven as we get going. So what we're going to do is we're going to stuff this chicken now, okay? So what we're going to need is to not touch this stupid hot pan like I usually do because I'm not very bright. All right. And then why I cook it halfway through is because it's also really got our sweet potatoes already cooked up. These are sweet potatoes that I cubed up, and then I sort of soaked in butter, brown sugar, and maple syrup. And then I threw those in the oven for about 45 minutes. I stirred them up every 15 minutes or so, and as you can tell, they got a nice little caramelized texture to them. And they're okay, so what we've done is we took 2 chicken breasts, we cooked them for 15 minutes, and then we pulled them back out. We stuffed them with Swiss cheese, asparagus, and feta. And then I took the chicken breasts and I wrapped them in bacon to hold them together when we stuffed it all with that goodness. So as you can see, there's 2 to 3 pieces of asparagus in each of the chicken breasts. That is wrapped with 2 pieces of Swiss cheese with feta on the inside. Then we wrap it all in bacon, and we've got our sweet potatoes that are marinated in butter, maple syrup, and brown sugar. This is all going to be a very delicious meal. I hope you guys can try it as well, and I'll try to hit you with another video tomorrow. Maybe we'll go shopping together, okay? Bye. Hey everybody, so I just wanted to add this in. This is what your perfect bite of this chicken will look like. So that's bacon on the top, it's chicken, it's Black Forest ham, asparagus, feta cheese, and Swiss cheese with another layer of chicken underneath. It's absolutely delicious, and if you see these sweet potatoes, man, are those good. Remember, we cooked those with some butter and some brown sugar and some maple syrup to make it pop. And this whole meal is delicious, let me tell you that. You guys try it at home, okay? Cooking with Currency.